Hope you have found this video useful. The best way to support the channel and ensure you don't miss our next upload is to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Part 41.8 Surah Fussilat, explained in detail, cosmic prostration, and the shield against the unseen. Assalamu alaikum, wa rahmatullahi, wa barakatuh. We continue our exhaustive, intellectually rigorous, and spiritually transformative archaeological excavation of Surah Fussilat. In our previous session, we reached the pinnacle of human character, the great fortune of repelling evil with good, and the friendship of the angels. But as we climb toward these spiritual heights, the resistance of the unseen world increases. Today we learn the detailed defensive strategy against the whispers of Shaytan. We will move from the ethics of human interaction to the cosmic signs of the sun, the moon, and the earth. We will witness the universal prostration of the heavens and the life-giving power of the divine word. Welcome back to the Surah Fussilat Master Class with Hammad Syed. In this 8th session, covering verses 36 through 40, the detailed book verse 3 provides the immediate remedy for the whispers that try to break our Istiqaamah steadfastness. We analyze the command to seek refuge in the all-hearing, all-knowing. We explore the signs ayat of the celestial bodies and the prohibition of worshipping the creation over the Creator. We witness the tirelessness of those near to Allah in their worship. Finally, we look at the revival of the dead earth as a proof of the resurrection and the severe warning for those who distort the detailed signs of Allah. This is the critical moment where the detailed explanation verse 3 meets the detailed creation, proving that the Lord of Revelation is the Lord of the universe. Verse 36. The Shield of Refuge defending the heart, Kanzelaman, Quran. Surah Fussilat, explained in detail, Chapter 41. Verse 36. And if an evil suggestion comes to you from Shaytan, then seek refuge in Allah. Indeed, He is the all-hearing, the all-knowing. Allah provides the detailed defense for the soul against the primary saboteur of peace. While we are commanded to repel evil with good, verse 34, when dealing with humans, we are commanded to seek refuge when dealing with Shaitan. Why? Amayan Zaganaka, Minashatani, Nashan, Fastad, Billah. And if a whisper, incitement, suggestion from Shaitan incites you, then seek refuge in Allah. Shaitan wants to disturb your steadfastness, verse 30, by making you angry, reactionary, or arrogant in the face of the noise. Verse 26. He wants you to believe that the high road of character is a path of weakness, and that arrogance, verse 15, is the only way to survive. The remedy is to turn immediately to Inahu, who is Sumiel, Alim indeed. He is the all-hearing, the all-knowing. By invoking these names, the believer realizes that Allah hears the internal whisper before it even forms into a fully conscious thought, and he knows the detailed intent and source of the temptation. This is the protection, verse 31, of the angels manifested through the tongue of the servant. Seeking refuge is not an admission of weakness, but a recognition of the source of power. In our Sufi excavation, we see that the tongue acts as the gatekeeper. By saying Awudu Billah, you slam the door on the evil companions, verse 25, and realign your assumption, verse 23, with divine truth. When you seek refuge, you are moving your internal state from the noise of the ego to the silence of divine awareness. Shaitan can only influence you if he can make you hear him over the detailed book, verse 3. By calling upon the all-hearing, you drown out the whisper with the remembrance of the Creator. This is the first step in maintaining the straight course, verse 6, when the path gets narrow and the shadows grow long. Verse 37. The cosmic signs and prostration, the correct alignment, Quran, Surah Fussilat, explained in detail, Chapter 41. Verse 37. And among His signs are the night and the day and the sun and the moon. Do not prostrate to the sun or to the moon, but prostrate to Allah, who created them. If it should be Him that you worship, Allah directs our hearing and eyes, verse 20, away from the petty disputes of men and toward the macro-universe. Wamin, Ayatahil Alelu, Wanaharu, Washamsu Walkamer. And among His signs are the night and the day and the sun and the moon. These are not just physical objects, they're detailed proofs of His power, verse 15, and His detailed organization, verse 12. The rhythm of the cosmos is the heartbeat of the detailed book. Each sunrise is a detailed explanation of Allah's mercy. At each sunset is a reminder of His power. The command is clear and surgically precise. La tasjudu, la shamsi wa, la lokamar. Do not prostrate to the sun or the moon. This is a warning against version. Verse 4. The mistake of worshipping the partition. Verse 5. Or the creation rather than the creator. We are told to wazadu, lidahil, lodi kolakuna, prostrate to Allah who created them. This is the side of the soul, acknowledging that the sun and moon are themselves in a state of willing submission, verse 11, to their Lord. If the massive celestial bodies are servants, how can the human heart be arrogant? In our master class, we understand that prostrating to the sun or moon represents worshipping the apparent causes or material success. Allah is telling us to look through the beauty of the creation to find the beauty of the Creator. Prostration is the ultimate act of alignment. When your forehead touches the ground, your ego is lowered and your spirit is raised to the level of the seven heavens. Verse 12. Verse 38. The tireless worship of the near celestial consistency, Kanzelaman, Quran, Surah Fussilat, explained in detail, chapter 41. Verse 38. But if they are arrogant, then those who are near your Lord exalt Him by night and by day, and they do not tire. For those who remain in arrogance, verse 15, and refuse to prostrate to the Creator, Allah declares His absolute independence from human recognition. Finistak Baru, Faladina, Inda Rabika, Uzabahuna, Lahu, Balali, Wanahar. But if they are arrogant, then those who are near your Lord, the angels glorify Him by night and by day. The noise, verse 26, of the disbelievers, and the aversion, verse 4. Of the proud, do not diminish the music of the spheres. The universe is a symphony of praise that continues whether the human heart joins in or not. Allah is not increased by our worship, nor is He decreased by our denial. Waham layamun, and they do not tire, weary bore, the enemies of Allah. Verse 19. Grow tired of the truth and seek constant distraction, because their souls are heavy with sin and lag noise. The celestial hosts find uninterrupted reward, verse 8, in infinite energy in the detailed glorification of their Lord. This verse humbles the human ego. The universe does not need our worship to be majestic. We need the life that comes through the act of worship to be truly human. To exalt Allah is to plug into a power source that never depletes. The angels do not work out of duty. They exist in a state of praise. This is the goal of the steadfast, verse 30, to reach a state where the remembrance of Allah is as natural as breathing. Verse 39. The revival of the dead earth, the metaphor of resurrection, Kanzeliman, Quran, Surah Fussilat, explained in detail, chapter 41. Verse 39. And among His signs is that you see the earth barren. But when we send down upon it water, it quivers and grows. Indeed, He who has given it life is the giver of life to the dead. Indeed, He is over all things competent. Image, Sufi reading Quran. Allah provides a detailed biological and spiritual metaphor for the resurrection and the revival of the heart. Wamin, Ayatehi, Anaka, Teralarda, Kashia. And among His signs is that you see the earth humbled, desolate, barren, parched. This is the state of the soul before it receives the guidance, verse 17. Fida anzana alail matatsit wa rabi, but when we send down water upon it, it stirs, quivers, and swells, grows. This is the detailed proof of the afterlife. Inaladi ayaha lamuhil mota. Indeed, He who gave it life is the giver of life to the dead. Just as the detailed book, verse 3, revives a heart that was enclosed, verse 5, and dead to the truth, Allah will revive the physical bodies that have returned to dust. Inahu, Allah Kali, Shaytan Kadir. Indeed, He is powerful, competent over all things. This links back to the creation of the earth in 2 days, verse 9. The one who began the life cycle is capable of restarting it whenever He wills. In our master class, we see the rain as a symbol of revelation. Just as the earth stirs at Atza when it receives water, skins, verse 21, of the believers stir when they hear the detailed explanation. The revival of the earth is a detailed rehearsal for the day of judgment, taking place in front of our eyes every season. Verse 40. The distortion of the signs, the warning to the deviant Kanzelaman. Quran, Surah Fussilat explained in detail. Chapter 41, verse 40. Indeed, those who distort our signs are not hidden from us. So, is he who is cast into the fire better, or he who comes secure on the day of resurrection? Do whatever you will. Indeed, he is seeing of what you do. Allah issues a detailed and final warning. To those who engage in ilhad, distortion, deviation, denial, profanity, obliqueness, enul adina, yulhaduna, fiayatina, layakfana, alina. Indeed, those who deviate concerning our signs are not hidden from us. Whether they make noise, verse 26, to drown out the truth, distort the detailed explanations, verse 3, to suit their ego, or mock the cosmic signs of the sun and moon, their work is fully exposed to the all-seeing Basir. No partition, verse 5, can hide the soul from its creator. The ultimate question is posed with detailed clarity. Afamin Yoka, Finari, Kiran Amen, Yadi Am in any YAWM al Q IYAMAH. Is he who is cast into the fire better, or he who comes secure on the day of resurrection? This is the final choice offered by the Master Class. I'm Aluma Shitam. Do whatever you will. This is not a permission to sin, but a detailed challenge of absolute accountability. It is a terrifying statement of freedom. Inahu bima tamaluna bazir, indeed. He is the all-seeing of what you do. Every work, verse 8. Every whisper, verse 36. And every assumption, verse 23, is recorded under the divine gaze. You are free to choose your path, but the detailed book warns you that the destination is already fixed to the path you take. Extending the philosophical excavation, the physics of prostration, and the metaphysics of revival. To reach the full master-level depth for this session, we must rigorously analyze the psychology of the Nazgh whisper, the cosmology of the ayah, and the theology of ilhad distortion. As presented in the detailed book, we are observing the detailed transition from earthly character to universal reality. In verse 36, the term Nazghan whisper, insight, prick-poking refers to a sharp, sudden impulse to act out of character or to give in to the lower self. When you are trying to repel evil with good, verse 34, Shaytan will whisper that you are being weak, that revenge is sweeter, or that arrogance, verse 15, is your right as a strong person. In our Sufi excavation, Seeking of Refuge Istiqaamah is the detailed act of moving from the ego shield, which is easily broken by emotion, to the uses. By mentioning Sami all-hearing and Alim all-knowing, Allah reminds us that this battle is not physical. It is an internal, detailed frequency battle. You cannot fight a whisper with a sword. You fight it with the refuge of a higher frequency, the remembrance of Allah. The all-knowing knows exactly where your spiritual armor is thin. He is the only one who can patch the hole before the whisper turns into a deed. This refuge is the practical application of Istiqaamah, verse 30. It is the realization that the protectors, verse 31, are activated the moment you turn away from the whisper. The noise of Shaitan is designed to make you forget the detailed book. By seeking refuge, you are choosing to hear the Creator instead of the saboteur. This is the detailed strategy for mental and spiritual health. Verse 37 and 38 provide the cosmic context for this internal struggle. The sun and moon are described as signs, ayat. In the detailed book, a sign is not the destination. It is a pointer. Those who worship the sun or the moon are stuck at the pointer. They have fallen into the trap of aversion. Verse 4. Mistaking the light for the source of light. They worship the host instead of the provider. The near ones into Rebecca are those who look past the night and day to the one who detailed their cycles and organized their orbits. Verse 12. Their tirelessness, layoman, is the ultimate state of Istiqaamah. In our master class, we see that fatigue is often a result of the ego's friction, the internal resistance to the divine will. When the soul is in universal prostration, it moves without friction like the stars in their courses. Worship is not a chore to be completed. It is the alignment with the original energy of the universe. To prostrate is to synchronize your heart with the rhythm of the Lord of the Road. When you align with the signs, you stop fighting the universe and start flowing with it. The angels are tireless because they are perfectly aligned. The steadfast human seeks to mirror this celestial consistency in the life of this world, verse 31. Verse 39 is a detailed biological and spiritual proof of the giver of life, the barren. Earth's Arda Kashia is a metaphor for the heart in aversion. Verse 4, it is dry, hard, unproductive, and humbled by its own lack of life. It is waiting for something it cannot give itself. The water is the detailed book. Verse 3. When the word of Allah falls upon a humbled heart, it stirs and swells at odds. Wa Rabbi. This detailed movement is the beginning of righteous work. Verse 33. The one who can turn parched dust into a vibrant garden of firm mountains. Verse 10. And nourishment can turn a dead heart into a wali friend. This verse is a direct answer to the doubt of the disbelievers regarding the resurrection. The power Qadir of Allah is not just a future event. It is the detailed revival of your spiritual life right now. The rain can wake the dormant seeds of the earth. The revelation can wake the dormant potential of the soul. The revival is happening every moment for those who listen. Every plant that grows is a detailed witness against the one who denies the resurrection. Verse 40 addresses the intellectual sabotage of the truth. Ilhad. Distortion, deviation, denial, crookedness, profanity is the act of leaning away from the straight course. Verse 6. It is the sophisticated noise of the pseudo-intellectual. Verse 26. The word ilhad literally means to lean to the side to take a detailed explanation and twist it. Allah warns that these distortions, whether they are linguistic, philosophical, or practical, are la yakfana alina, not hidden from us. This returns us to the dialogue with the skin. Verse 21. You can hide your distortions from the public through clever speech and social media, noise, but you cannot hide them from the all-seeing Basir, who knows the detailed reality of every atom and every intention. The choice is security, aminin or fire, by saying do whatever you will. Allah places the detailed responsibility of choice entirely on the human. He gives you the freedom to be secure or to be lost, but He reminds you that He is watching the detailed execution of that freedom. The security of the Day of Judgment is earned, verse 17, by the work and prostration of today. To be secure is to be straight. Reflect on the signs in the world around you today. Is the sun just a light in the sky, or is it a call to prostration? Is the rain just weather, or is it a promise of revival? The detailed book turns the entire universe into a masjid. It teaches us that to prostrate to the Creator is to find the energy that never tires and the security that never fails. The straight path, verse 6, is the only path that leads to security. Amen. In this masterclass, we are learning to seek refuge from the noise of the ego and the whispers of the enemy. We are moving from the aversion of the barren earth to the tirelessness of the celestial hosts. We are realizing that security on the day of resurrection is built by the prostration we offer in the days of our life. We are learning that to distort the signs is to lose the self. The detailed reality of Allah's power is written in the stars and in the cells of our skin. The signs are detailed, verse 3, but they require a heart that is no longer enclosed, verse 5. When you see the earth stir after a storm, let your heart stir with the desire to do good. When you see the sun set, let your arrogance set with it and find refuge in the one who brings the night and day. When you feel a whisper of evil trying to pull you away from Istiqaamah, let your tongue find refuge in the all-hearing. This is the armor of the believer. This is the way of the great fortune, verse 35. As we conclude this session, we carry the refuge of verse 36 as our primary defense. We realize that knowledge without prostration is just distortion. We are moving from the signs of the universe to the invulnerability and healing of the Quran in the next script. The detailed excavation of the giver of life reaches its most intellectually satisfying and spiritually healing height. We have moved from the dialogue with the skin to the prostration of the sun. The whispers will fail. The signs will remain as eternal witnesses to your choices and your character. Stay straight and seek your security in the prostration of the heart and the refuge of the Lord of the worlds. Hadith, the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, said, "The closest a servant comes to his Lord is when he is in prostration sita. So increase your supplications dua in it." Sahih Muslim. This hadith is the detailed application of verse 37. To move past the signs and reach the Lord of the signs, one must enter the physical and spiritual state of Sida. In our masterclass, we see that prostration is the ultimate refuge from arrogance in the straightest path to being near your Lord. Verse 38. It is the position where fatigue and grief disappear into connection. Let us now supplicate, drawing from the profound lessons of these verses, asking Allah to grant us a deeper understanding and to guide our every step. O Allah, the Lord of the world's rabble, Alamin, and the giver of life to the dead Mujilmata, we seek refuge in you from the whispers Nazgh of Shaytan and the noise of our own wandering, arrogant egos. Washemi. Hear our call for protection when we are weak and the whispers of the world are loud. O Al-Alim, know the detailed sincerity of our steadfastness. O Al-Khaliq, we prostrate to you alone, the creator of the sun and the moon, and we refuse to worship the partitions or the creation over the creator. O El-Bari, make us among those near to you who glorify you tirelessly by night and by day, and never grow weary of your path or your remembrance. O Al-Hay, just as you revive the dead earth with rain, revive our enclosed hearts with the water of your detailed book. O Al-Basir, keep our work and our speech clear of distortion, ilhad, noise, and aversion. O Al-Mumin, grant us the ultimate security Amin on the day of resurrection. Let us not be among those cast into the fire for their arrogance, but among those who exalt your signs with knowledge and prostration. O Allah, make our prostration a shield against all evil and a bridge to your mercy. All praise is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds. May Allah illuminate your heart and mind with the light of this divine ilm. May He make your channel a beacon of guidance for all who seek spiritual clarity and truth. May your efforts be a source of immense reward, and may you be granted the highest stations of paradise. May the peace and blessings of Allah always be upon you and your loved ones. May He grant you unwavering steadfastness on the path of truth. May your work be a testament to His magnificent names, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. Amin.